Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Sorry for the long delay for this next video. I was dealing with some stuff this morning, so yeah, it took me a little longer than I thought to do this next video. But I'm returning to you this late afternoon, going into evening time very soon. Early evening time for an album review. This is for the Tuesday album review you've been waiting for a season 4 episode 11 for the Weeknd's Kissland album that I'm going to be reviewing for you guys for all 12 tracks that I just got done listening to. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this the Weeknd, the R&B singer's Kissland album, and let you know my thoughts on all 12 songs of this album. So let's dive into this album review. Now, for the Tuesday album review, of course. Now, it starts with Professional, and I really like how it sounds really atmospheric, this song, and just the mixing and production in this song with his vocals, the Weeknd's vocals, or known as Abel. His vocals are pretty good in this track. It's very melodic at the beginning of this album, but it does very well with the execution of the tracks, or this track, of course. So it's a 6-minute song, but it works for sure. So 5 out of 5 for Professional. I like how it transitions into another song, another section in the song. It starts off like 2 minutes of it sounds fine, and then it starts off getting better as it progresses. So yeah, The Town is the next song, and that was a pretty good one too. It just there's some moments I don't know if I like, but other than that, I did enjoy the song. I didn't hate it that much. It's very mellow with how it's sounding overall, and the production and mixing, like I said, not too bad. It's pretty good. So 5 out of 5. Adaption is a pretty good song for sure. I like how it's sounding sonically, mixing wise. It does very well with how he's performing in the song too with his vocals. Abel is, and it sounds really good. Also known as The Weeknd, of course. So 5 out of 5 for adaptation. And it leads into the next song, which is Love in the Sky. And Love in the Sky is a pretty good song. Some lyrics I don't know if I can get behind, but other than that, didn't hate this song. I think it's a pretty strong song for what it went for with the mixing and execution. Sorry, there's something I was picking at. Please forgive me on that. But yeah, Love in the Sky is getting a 5 out of 5. Really enjoyed this track too, as well. The Weeknd sounded really good vocally with his vocals, and just the production and mixing is pretty well done in this track. Belong to the World is the next song. It's like this album syncs very well with how each song is connected on this album, and it sounds really good with the mixing and production, and sonically it sounds really good too. So Belong to the World is a pretty good song. I like how the production and the mixing, like I said, and I know I've been repeating it so much with most of these tracks, but my God, the mixing is so good in this album. Um, it sounds really well, spot on, good. So yeah, Belong to the World. I really enjoyed this song. The Weeknd's vocals in it with the chorus sound really good, and it does drag out for 5 minutes, but it does very well with what it's going for. So 5 out of 5. Live For featuring Drake was a really awesome song. Really enjoyed this song. And sonically, it sounds really good. And just Weeknd's vocals and Drake's rapping in this song sound really good. So 5 out of 5. Wanderlust was a really amazing song. Really enjoyed this track for sure. So 5 out of 5 for this one. I wasn't disappointed with how it's sounding with the verses, the chorus, and then continuing on as the song goes on and progresses pretty well. Kissland was a pretty interesting song. I like how the melody changes in this song when you get into like the 3 minutes or almost 4 minutes of the song. It's a pretty lengthy song, but it's really good for sure. So 5 out of 5. I like how the melody changes, like I said, uh, after you get through the first 3 minutes of the track, and it does pretty well with the production and the mixing. Pretty is a pretty good song, um, and I really enjoyed this track. It's a weird one with the melody, but it sounds really good. So 5 out of 5. Tears in the Rain is the final song on the regular edition of this album, the CD version, of course, and it did very well. I was not disappointed with this track. Like I said, I'm just picking at something that was bothering me, so please forgive me on that. But it did very well, Tears in the Rain. I really enjoyed this track, so 5 out of 5. Wanderlust Pharrell remix. It was mostly Pharrell and The Weeknd teaming up together in this track to do a remix version of this song, and it did pretty good. So 5 out of 5. Odd Look featuring Kavinsky, I believe, is a weird song. It gets repetitive. It's not my favorite, but it's one of the weaker songs, but it's decent. So 4 out of 5. Overall, production, mixing, and execution. I think The Weeknd Kissland for this Tuesday album review I did for you guys for season 4, episode 11 was really good. I was really impressed with this album. I'm kind of glad I got a chance to review this album for you guys because the next Weeknd album's not going to be for another few more weeks on the Tuesday album review. For a later time, of course. But still, overall, The Weeknd's Kissland album, really good listen. Highly recommend you check out his 2013 album, the Kissland album. And for a score for me, I'm giving The Weeknd's album, 2013 album Kissland, a 9 out of 10. This was a really good listen. Great debut for his starting point of his career, and it did very well, in my opinion. So, 9 out of 10. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Tuesday album review, and I'm sorry that it's pretty late of doing this review, but it will be coming out very soon. I gotta upload it first and then test out the video before I get it uploaded, of course, and published on my channel. So hopefully you enjoyed this album review for the Tuesday album review for season 4, episode 11. If you did enjoy this Tuesday album review for The Weeknd Kissland for season 4, episode 11, comment below and let me know what you guys thought of this album review. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. Like I said in my community post or community tab post, I was going through a lot this morning, so it was stressing me out with some things that I was doing outside of YouTube, dealing with outside of YouTube. But other than that, it's getting better as the day goes on. So hopefully it'll get resolved in the next few days. Just wait and see what happens. It's a private thing that I gotta keep to myself, but hopefully you can understand. But still, I hope you enjoyed this Tuesday album review for The Weeknd Kissland album. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. I will have a pretty interesting Tuesday album review next Tuesday, the 23rd, for a pretty interesting band. So you'll be surprised who I'm reviewing. And it's a highly anticipated album you guys have been waiting for me to review. And it's a throwback album, but I'll check it out and see what I think of it on my listen. But this album was like 65 minutes for The Weeknd's Kissland album, but it did very well in my opinion. So stay safe, guys. Take care. I'll have another video come out as soon as I can. And as always, I will see you in my next review.